So E3 2021 is just a few days away, and that means that it's almost time for Nintendo's big E3 Direct. There's always some great announcements and surprises at E3, and it's a lot of fun to think about all the different things that could be revealed. This year also feels extra special since E3 didn't happen last year, so it feels better than ever to be talking about E3 hype again. Today I'll be going over my hopes and predictions for Nintendo's E3 2021. Of course, all of this is purely speculation, so don't take anything I say too seriously. These are just some of the things that I'd love to see be announced. And with all of that out of the way, let's get started. Let's start by talking about one of the biggest games that was revealed at E3 2019, the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's now been 2 years since we got any new information about this game, and I think it's finally time for us to learn more about it. I'm guessing we'll get a big, new, exciting trailer for the game, revealing lots of new story details and gameplay elements. Hopefully this trailer will be as good as the one we got for Breath of the Wild in early 2017. And if we're lucky, we might even get to see some actual gameplay at Nintendo Treehouse Live after the Direct. The two main things I'm interested in learning about the sequel to Breath of the Wild are the story and the open world. From the reveal trailer, it seems like this game will have a much darker and scarier tone than the original, and I can't wait to see even more of the story. Specifically, I'm hoping that Ganondorf will actually be able to talk, and not just groan like a zombie or something. And the other thing I want to see is how they make Hyrule interesting to explore again. We've been told that this game will reuse the same Hyrule as Breath of the Wild, and I really want to see how they are going to change things so it's still fresh and exciting. Breath of the Wild is one of my favorite games of all time, so I'm incredibly excited to learn more about the sequel. Sticking with The Legend of Zelda, I also want to talk about Zelda's 35th anniversary. We already know about Skyward Sword HD, which is probably a part of the anniversary, but other than that, Nintendo has been really quiet about it. Seeing as how Mario got such special treatment for his 35th anniversary, I'm sure they'll do at least something for The Legend of Zelda. The question is, will it be at E3 or sometime later this year? I could honestly see either happening, but since I'm impatient, I'm gonna hope it's at E3. They could have a little Zelda segment in the Direct where they announce some things like ports of past 3D Zelda games like Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, and Twilight Princess. I seriously doubt all of those games will be in one bundle, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do a 3-in-1 collection and leave out Majora's Mask. I don't want that to happen, but they did do something similar with Super Mario Galaxy 2 in 3D All-Stars. And hopefully Ocarina of Time will be an HD version of the 3DS game, and not just a port of the N64 original. But as much as I'd love to see tons of Zelda news for its 35th anniversary, I wouldn't be surprised if the only Zelda stuff we get at this year's E3 is about the sequel to Breath of the Wild. Really quickly, I want to talk about the heavily rumored Switch Pro. There have been tons of leaks and rumors recently talking about this thing, but so far none of it has turned into anything real. A lot of people are saying that it will be announced before E3, but that still hasn't happened yet and I can't put off making this video any longer. So it's still possible that it could be announced before E3, but I really don't think it will be revealed at E3 itself, since Nintendo mentioned that their Direct will be focused exclusively on software. I'd love to see an upgraded version of the Switch be released and I really hope it's real, but at this point I have no idea when it will be announced or if it's even real. Moving on to a different rumor, there has been a lot of talk about a new Donkey Kong game developed by the same team that made Super Mario Odyssey. Again, this is just another rumor, so it's entirely possible that this isn't true at all, but I kind of hope it is. I absolutely love Donkey Kong, and it would be so awesome to get a new game in that franchise made by such a talented team of developers. There's been some debate over whether it would be a 3D or 2D game, and I really hope it's a 3D game. Don't get me wrong, I love 2D Donkey Kong games, but I feel like that format was basically perfected with Tropical Freeze, so I think it would be better to make a brand new 3D platformer. Either way, I'll be happy, as Donkey Kong games are always fantastic. And speaking of brand new 3D games, I'm sure we'll also get to see the next big Kirby game at E3. The Kirby developers have been hyping up their next project a lot, calling it the next phase of the series. It's entirely possible that this is just an insanely creative new 2D platformer, but I think it's also possible that it could be a 3D game, and that would be awesome. So we could possibly get both a new 3D Donkey Kong and 3D Kirby game at the same E3, and that would be absolutely incredible. Splatoon 3 was announced at the last Nintendo Direct, and I think it's likely we'll at least get a new trailer for the game, probably revealing new details about the multiplayer, but I'd also love to see more about the single-player story too. And then there's Animal Crossing New Horizons, which I would love to see get a brand new huge update, but honestly I don't think that's very likely. The updates for this game have just been getting smaller and smaller, and I've kind of lost hope that there's anything major on the way. But I'd love to see the return of characters like Cap'n and Brewster, but I'm not holding my breath. Another series I'd love to see at this year's E3 is Metroid. We haven't gotten any exciting Metroid news in a long time, and it would be so great if we could get at least something from this series. There have been some rumors about a new 2D Metroid game. That would be amazing, and I really hope it happens. I also think it's possible that we finally get the Metroid Prime Trilogy HD, and that would be great too. As for Metroid Prime 4, I still think it's a little too early to see anything from that game, but it's possible we could get a small teaser or something. Honestly, just one Metroid announcement would make me happy since this series gets so little attention from Nintendo. I'm sure we will get at least one announcement involving Mario, but I doubt it will be anything too mind-blowing. As much as I would love to see a sequel to Super Mario Odyssey, I don't think it's going to happen. Plus, if that Donkey Kong rumor is true, then that's what the Odyssey team has been working on this whole time. We'll probably just get another trailer for Mario Golf Super Rush, and maybe an announcement for Super Mario Party 2 or something. The main thing I really wish would happen is Mario Kart 9, but that's not very likely. I think there's a small chance we could get a new Mario Kart, but I don't really see it happening. I really wish it would though, because it's been 7 years since Mario Kart 8 came out. Another series I'm sure will make some sort of appearance is Pokemon, whether that's in the Direct itself or in a Pokemon Presents around the same time. I'm not the biggest Pokemon fan, but I am really interested in Pokemon Legends Arceus. Hopefully it's gotten some technical improvements though. And there will also probably be a Smash character reveal of the 5th fighter in the 2nd Fighter's Pass. Most likely it will be someone like Crash Bandicoot, but the one character I've always wanted is Rayman. I've wanted Rayman to get into Smash ever since Smash Ultimate was announced, so hopefully it finally happens. I'd also love to see someone like Master Chief, but Microsoft already has a lot of fighters, so that probably won't happen. We could also get some more Wii U ports, although admittedly there aren't that many games left to port. I think the most likely one is probably Xenoblade Chronicles X, and I would love to see that game come to Switch as I've been playing it recently and it's a really great game. And even though it's basically impossible, I would love to see Nintendo Land come to the Switch or maybe get a sequel. And last but not least, I really want Wii Sports to make a return. This is super unlikely and definitely won't happen, but that won't stop me from dreaming about it. If Wii Sports was to come to the Switch, it would probably just be a port of the original games, but I would still love that. But of course what I really want is a brand new entry into the series like Switch Sports Resort. Although at this point, I'll just take any appearance of Woohoo Island at all. And I think that's about everything. Those are my thoughts, hopes, predictions, and wishes for this year's E3. It feels so good to be talking about all this again. I really missed doing it last year. Even if just one or two of these things end up happening, that would still make me very happy and satisfied. I think Nintendo has the potential to totally knock it out of the park this year, and I can't wait to see what they have in store for us. But what do you think? What are your hopes and predictions for this year's E3, and what do you want to see most? Let me know down in the comments. Of course, I'll make a video after the E3 Direct discussing all the announcements, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see ya in the next one.